So you're looking to get a lot more organized and productive in your day-to-day life, and you stumble across a platform called Notion. It looks to be exactly what you need. So you take the plunge, go ahead and add Notion to your computer or laptop, and you are overwhelmed with a blank page staring back at you. Trust me, I get it. And Notion can totally be a bit overwhelming. But I'm here to say it is doable, but we need to take a step back and start with the basics. Hey, hi, hello. My name is Myra. I am your Notion loving Slytherin. And on this channel, we chat all things Notion for the average beginner. So be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any further videos. So first things first, with tip number one, it is to start with a template. It is super daunting to pick up Notion and start out with a very blank canvas if you are not familiar with the platform and don't necessarily know what to do. There are tons of free templates out there. I do have some bare bone free templates as well to at least get you started if you want to test out and see some things that you can do with Notion. You can check out the link in the description if you're looking for some free templates that I offer. You can also find more free templates over on the Notion platform, and there may be some options for you to at least get started. Shameless plug, I do have paid versions of Notion templates as well, and I think they're pretty awesome. So definitely be sure to check those out. They will be all linked down below. The beauty with Notion is that everything is customizable. And with that, if you're starting out completely blank, that can be a little bit daunting. But with a template, you can at least have somewhat of a framework and drag and pull things in and out of that template to meet your needs. Tip two is simply to learn what a block is. So a block is pretty much everything within Notion. If you're adding a text, that is a block. If you add a photo, that is a block. So I like to see Notion itself as an overall puzzle. We are taking different blocks and creating a new masterpiece that works for our productivity. So if you wanted to add a calendar, if you want to add a photo, if you want to add a timer, all of those are different blocks, and you can organize it based off, again, of a template. And once you understand that each item is a different block, it's going to be so much easier for you to not only customize templates that you come across, but start to create your own Notion pages as well. Tip number three is KISS, and that is keep it simple. Silly. I know if you're searching Notion up on YouTube or even seeing different templates on Pinterest, there are a ton of gorgeous aesthetic setups that I'm sure you are dying to have. Again, going back to step one, if you want a specific look for the template in that and purchase it, or see if you can get that for free. But do not overwhelm yourself and try to create these lavish and extravagant workspaces up on Notion. They look amazing, but those are very much so in advance, and you are starting at step one. So keep it simple. Tip number four is to utilize the drag and drop to make and organize things to your liking. Notion system is very effortless in being able to move things around, which is one of the things that I love about it. If something stops working for me, or if I need a calendar to be up in my face instead of towards the bottom of the screen where it was, I can simply drag it and move it to a different area. You can play around with all different kinds of layouts with just dragging and moving things into different spaces. Look for the blue bar. The blue bar is going to tell you exactly where the item is going to be placed. And if you accidentally place it in the wrong place, which you absolutely will, you can always use the undo command to reverse it back to the way it was before. So learn how to add in different text and different styles. The easiest way to make things stand out without getting in the weeds of changing colors and doing different fonts is to just bold an item, make it curvy, make it stand out from the rest of the text. And you can simply do that by just highlighting the text. You can have different options to change the text style. This is one of the most simplest ways to add a little bit of customization and a little bit of pop out to different text on your Notion page as you get started. And I utilized this a lot once I was learning the basics of Notion. And number six is to add sub pages. This is where the organization part comes in when it comes to Notion. Maybe you have an overall journaling page and you want to have different sub pages for each day of the week. It's super simple to create different pages and add them as a sub pages. You just want to take one page, click on it, and drag it right under the page you want to be the main one, and it will instantly become a sub page. you will see a little drop down arrow that you can click to either hide everything or add everything back to it. So subpages really comes in handy to have everything organized. Tip number 7 is to collaborate with other parties. This is what originally got me so onto Notion. I was looking for a platform that will allow me and my husband to be able to collaborate, to see different things in real time. And you can easily add different friends and family to collaborate with a certain Notion page by clicking the share button and adding their email. Of course, they will have to create a Notion account too, but it easily allows the ability for both of you or multiples of you to be able to collaborate on different pages. Tip number 8 is to use the desktop version of Notion. Now, like I said, Notion is very accessible. You can have the iPhone app version, you can have it on your iPad or tablet, your laptop, wherever. It really is seamless on every different platform. But if you're just now starting out, I highly recommend that you use the desktop version if you're looking to adapt and change things maybe on your tablet or on your phone. Honestly, if you're starting out, I highly suggest not to do any type of editing with Notion or on your phone. It is so condensed. It's super good to see on the go if you just want to add a random, oh, I need to run to the grocery store, let me put milk on my grocery list. Really good for that. But if you're actually trying to create and design or move things around and really get organized, I will highly recommend only doing that on the desktop version. And what I mean by desktop version is if you're using like a phone or tablet, go into Safari or go into Google Chrome or whatever your web browser is on those devices and type in Notion versus using the app. So you can get as much availability to the truest desktop version of Notion. It's going to save you a ton of headache. It's going to save you a ton of frustration. Tip number 9 is going to tag along with that. And it is the beauty of being able to sync across multiple devices. And not only that, you can easily log into your Notion account and your Notion dashboard on any different device, which was absolutely perfect for me because I could be in an office setting and using an office computer, or maybe even at someone else's home and I forget my tablet and my computer. I can easily log on their desktop and have access to everything I need at that moment's notice. And last but not least is tip number 10. This tip I think is going to be the most important tip, and that is to follow your favorite Notion creators. We are giving out so many different tips and so many different tricks. We're keeping you in the know as Notion is being updated and new changes come to Notion. Recently, Notion just came out with Notion Calendar, which has been a complete game changer for me, and it's something that I have been using. I haven't even touched my GCal since Notion Calendar has came and had the ability to combine what I put in Notion as well as Google Calendar. But yes, be sure to follow your favorite Notion creators. We got you. We're going to get you through this. I know it is frustrating. I know it can be tough, but trust me, once you get the hang of Notion, it is so easy and it's going to change your life. Now, if you're in a Notion binge, I have a whole playlist to get you on your way with Notion. So definitely check that out here, and I will see you in those videos. Notion has just hit us with an absolute banger. Now, if you haven't been following along with Notion for the past few weeks, they have been sneaking and teasing us with something new and exciting. And the whole time I am just like, please be a calendar, please be a calendar update. Please, please, please be a calendar update. Sure enough, we did get an update to calendars, but it was even bigger than I could ever imagine. Now, I told you guys that I was going to give y'all the tea. If you follow me over on Instagram, you would know first thing when these news comes out. So definitely make sure you give me a follow there. And now it's true. I really wanted to sit down and play with it and decipher some things. Like, let's be honest, Notion isn't the most user-friendly platform out there. And y'all know here on my channel, I like to break things down and make it easily digestible for someone who is new or just learning Notion. So I was fully expecting to play around with it for a few days before I hop on here and give you guys the full tea. But I have to say, this is honestly one of the easiest features that I have experienced with on Notion, and I think you guys are going to be able to jump right on into this. Hey, hi, hello, my name is Myra. I am your Notion loving Slytherin, and if you're new here, we do all things Notion, productivity, and cozy techs around these parks. So if you're into that kind of thing, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any further videos. And while you're at it, definitely leave me a comment down below. Were you expecting this from Notion? Were you expecting to see a new calendar update? And if you're completely new to Notion and want to get into it in 2024, let me know. What are some things that you're struggling with and what are some things that you have questions about? I'll definitely love to chat about it more down in the comments. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get on over to looking at Notion calendars. All right, so we are here over on Notion calendars. This is the web version, calendar.notion.so. However, they do have a Notion app that you can download for your desktop as well that works pretty much exactly the same, but it has this really cool widget that I think is really sleek. It's on brand for Notion, and I absolutely have it on my desktop. But for the sake of this video, we're going to be showing you on the web. Again, it looks exactly the same. As you can see, I already have my Google calendars here. The things are in blue ones with my podcast. And also, as you can see, I have things from my Notion calendar in here as well, which simply being able to sync these two calendars up is going to be a huge game changer for me, in particularly, because I usually, when I do my planning and content, and I usually have to have my GCal up with my Notion and compare and contrast back and forth. I know there is widgets out there that you can add your Google Calendar, but there is not a way to actually edit things within those widgets. So this is truly a game changer to have it all in one place and be able to edit and change things as well. When you download this, or when you go to calendar.notion.so, it's very simple to go ahead and add in your Google calendars per se. All you have to do is just click the sync. It's very similar to if you've ever used Google to log into a certain website, very similar to that. And it syncs everything right over in the Flash. So not going to get into the tutorial of that. Honestly, if you logged in with Google for any other website, you can do it with Notion Calendar too. It's very, very simple. However, for linking your Notion calendars that are already made, Notion will automatically send over the ones that they see as calendars. So if you have any database that has a calendar view, it should be able to come on over. I did have an issue with my master content database. For whatever reason, it did not come over automatically. As you can see down here, I have all these different calendars. These are all from different templates that I have within, honestly, like the 30-day challenge, monthly challenge. That is something that I am building out and I don't per se use, so they are all hidden. What did not come over was my personal calendar and my content calendar, which I use on a day-to-day basis. But it's really a super easy fix. What you want to do is go ahead and hop over to your Notion. And here we're over on my Notion within my master content database. And as you can see over here in the right-hand corner where you can click over to today, it will say open in calendar. So you'll just click that button and it will automatically be transferred over to your Notion calendar. So super easy if it did not come over automatically to go ahead and get the calendar over into Notion calendar. It's just a click of a button. So next up, the really cool thing that we can do is actually create a Notion page within Notion calendar. So in a sense, I don't even have to really open up Notion to go ahead and content plan for myself within the calendar alone. So let me go ahead and show you how that is done. So we can just go ahead and right click and create an event. And down here on the right hand side, we're going to hit docs and links. And then you can create a Notion page here on top. And if you want to create from something that's already existing, you can click one of those. But here we're going to create a new page. Let's just say gaming stream. You can select the location of this, which for me will be in the content planning hub. So you can go through all of your databases to see where you're going to put it. If you have different workspaces, which I do because I have a personal and a public one for like my templates and things of that nature, but this will go in my personal private one and I will just hit create. So that will be added to my Notion as well. And we can go ahead and title it the same here on the right-hand side. Gaming stream. I really don't need a time and date or anything, really doesn't matter. So we can just select all day and there's that. If you want to add participants, you can add participants. I don't per se have participants added on here. Location, pretty much the same thing you can do with GCal. You can do it within Notion calendars. So I really love the feature of being able to add it within my Notion as well. So that is done. It is here on my Notion calendar, and let's go ahead and hop over and see how it looks within Notion itself. All right, so we're back over to my actual Notion here. And as you can see here on the 17th, I have the gaming stream there. Now I can go in and add my further details. Like I like to add goals and stuff. You guys know, if you want to see a little bit more of how I actually content plan within Notion, I do have a video that I will leave linked in the card above. above, as well as in the description below if you want to check that out. I can go in and add in the different details, actually select a template for it. Whatever I need to do, I can go ahead and go in and do that. So I really love that feature. So if I'm on the go, or if I just want to be able to like plan just in one place and go back to Notion to add a little bit more details for my content, I can now do that with Notion calendars. Another cool thing with Notion calendars is being able to view multiple calendars at once. As you can see, all of my calendars right now are being viewable. I have my Notion things, mainly as content. I have my podcast calendar from GCal, as well as my personal GCal calendar. And if I just do not want to see a certain calendar, we can remove it just as easily as we can over on GCal as well. So if I don't want to see a certain calendar, so let's say I don't want to see my personal calendar, I can go ahead and hit this eyeball and hide it. So this is my family one, and it will remove, right now I just have one event, which is on February 1st. And as you can see, it is gone. If I want to remove like the podcast calendar, all of the blue for the podcast is gone. So you can really change it up and show whatever you actually want to see within the calendar. If you just want to see like your GCal calendar, you can hide all of the Notion things as well. So really simple to organize it. If you don't want like all of these birthdays and holidays, you can take those out. I love having at least the holidays added onto here, just so I can have an idea of what's going on, and it's very helpful with content planning as well. But if you don't really care to see like holidays, or if you have a bunch of birthdays you don't want to see, you can just easily hit the eyeball and turn it on and off. Super simple, and we already know how to do this. So this is one of the easiest things that Notion has brought to their platform. Now up top here, we can change our view just as well as any calendar out there. I usually like to look at my calendars as a monthly view, but if you're more of a weekly person, you can view it weekly, and you can also change the number of days. So if you just want like 5 days a week, you can do it that way as well. So you really can just change it up to what you need. If you don't want the weekend, say you only use this for work, you can check that off and you'll get a Monday through Friday view. It's really however you want to view it. And what is really cool as well with this calendar is that you can just right click and hold and block out different times for yourself. So if you like to do like time blocking, or if there's certain times where you don't want people like to schedule appointments with you and show that you're unavailable, you can right click, hold until the end of the time, and then it pops up an event right here on the right hand corner. So let's just say, I don't know, morning walk. And during this time, you don't want anyone to add anything to your calendar, any meetings or anything of that nature. So you'll mark yourself as busy. If this is something that you want to repeat, you can repeat there. If you held it at the wrong time, so let's say you meant to do 5 a.m., you can easily click that and it will move it for you. If you need to reschedule this from Wednesday to Thursday, you can easily just grab and hold. This makes it so easy to do like time blocking and really manage out your day. So the interface overall is very simple and very similar to what I am used to with like GCal and other online calendars. You can scroll up and down to get to different months. Like I said, you can organize it if you just want to see the weekly view, the work week view, however you want to view it. You can customize it and change it for yourself and what your liking is. This is just a real big game changer when it comes to Notion. And there you have it. That is Notion calendars for you. I told you guys it was going to be easy and something you can hop right on into. Let me know, will you be using Notion calendars moving forward? I'm definitely going to be moving forward using this. I love seeing everything in one space. It literally is exactly how I like to plan out my day in conjunction with the Notion platform. So I am really excited to continue to use it. And of course, I will definitely give you guys some more updates if I find any more new cool things that you absolutely need to know about Notion calendars. Now, if you want to learn more about Notion and how you can use it to make your life the most productive it can be in 2024, definitely check out these videos here, and I will catch you guys in the next video. I know we are all in our Kindle era, so this is the perfect time to create a reading tracker within your Notion. But let's go ahead and get right into this video. Okay, so we are over on my Notion page. This is just my main dashboard. We're going to want to go ahead and create a new page for our reading tracker. So over here on the left side, we're going to hit add a page. And I'm actually going to hide the sidebar. So I'm gonna double click on these arrows here where it says Myra's Notion and get rid of that so we can see the full screen and y'all can see everything that's going on. So first up, we are just going to call this a reading tracker. I also love to add an icon. For this one, I'm just going to add an open book emoji. And then, of course, we have to get a cover. You can do whatever you like with the icon and the cover. My overall notion is all the way around Harry Potter theme. So we are going to change the cover to one that I have saved. I use Pinterest a lot if you need a little bit of inspiration or want to figure out a theme, or have a theme and want to figure out like different photos and stuff from it. I get a lot of my stuff from Pinterest, so definitely check out Pinterest for that. All right, so this photo here, it is of Harry's glasses on the newspaper actually, but I like it. I think it's perfect. I wear my glasses when I read, so it is just perfect. So I just hit the reposition to kind of move it around to where I like it, and I think that is fine there. So I'm gonna save that. All right, so we already are well on our way to an actual page. And a lot of this stuff down here, you don't have to worry about. It just automatically pops up when you create a new page. I click down here to the blank spots so that can go away. And then we get this space here where we can start to create our database. The easiest way to work in Notion is to think of everything as a block. Everything in Notion is a block. And with blocks, you're just putting together different puzzle pieces. So that is the easiest way that I have learned and figured out how to create like different templates and different dashboards and pages to my liking. So think of everything as a block. So for this block, we're going to go ahead and start a new database. So to find anything in Notion, the easiest way is just hit the backslash and then start typing. For this, we want to do a new database. So we're going to start typing data and those come up. So I like to start when I'm creating something like a tracker. I like to start with a table view, but ultimately for this, we're going to end up at a gallery view, and I can show you how to change that later. But first, let's start out with the table view. Our reading table here does not have a data source, as you can see here. So you can go ahead and click select a data source. If this was something that you already had in Notion, like for me, like my content and things of that nature, you can just click one of those. Or in this case, we are actually going to be creating a very new database. So we need to scroll all the way down to the bottom and click new database. And you're going to get this pseudo table. It's a table in the works. I like to name this same as the header, but it is unnecessary for me to see it twice. So we're going to go ahead and remove that. We hit the three dots. I am actually going to hide the database title. And then that way it's completely straightforward. All right, so we're already in the works for creating our reading tracker. Let's go ahead and label some things. Here at the top where it says table, that's kind of lame. I don't like that. So we're going to hit where table is and we're going to actually rename it. This is going to be our overall library. So that is what I am going to name it. And we can just X out of that and have that updated as library. I actually do want to change the icon here. I don't want it to look like a table. So if you hit on that, you can then change the icon. So I'm going to search books and see what options we get. I'm going to click on this one here. It says book closed, but to me it looks like a stack of books. So that's what we're going to click on. And that is going to be the icon for a library. So right below library, we're going to get to start making our actual category so we can track these books. So first, of course, we need the book title. And then I am actually going to change the icon. So we'll hit the 2 A's for that. And I am going to do this book open icon for the book title. Right next to it, it automatically populates tags, but we are going to change that. So we can go ahead and click on tags, edit property, because what we want next is actually the author. So if we click edit property, and I am actually going to look for like a person. Yeah, this is perfect because this is going to be the author's name. So we're going to rename title and put in author. And the type here, which is multi-select, we're actually going to change that. So click on multi-select and just make it a text. So that way we can fill in the author's name. I will also like to track our progress in it. So in order for us to do that, we need to add some numbers. So let's go ahead and hit this plus sign, click on numbers, and we are going to make this the total number of pages. So we'll put in a total number of pages of each book. We also want to put like our current page. Let's add another number. and we're going to call this current page. That will be the current page number that we're on. So if we are reading the book, we're on page 40, we'll type in 40 and y'all get the gist. I am also going to add a progress. So we are eventually going to input the progress formula into here. But for now, let's just keep a space for it. And for this, so you can see the progress bar, we are going to look up formula, and that is this down here. I also want to add like a finish icon. And again, these are the things that I am tracking with my book tracker. You can input any additional things that you want to track into these spots, but these are the items that I am tracking. The next one here is status. I'm actually going to make it a not a multi-select, excuse me, a actual select here. And down here where it says options, we're going to begin to add in our options. So for me, I want to try the book I'm currently reading, books that I want to read. So like a wish list or a book that I have completely read. So currently to be read and then also read. I want to go ahead and change the colors to this. Red, I'm going to change to green. And you can easily change the colors to these by just clicking over it and the colors will pop up. To be read, I am going to make a gray, and then currently reading, I'm going to put in yellow. Lastly, I want to add a rating. So we're going to also make this a select option, and then we're going to put in rating. I am going to change the icon to, oh, I like the star inside of a circle. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my options. So for this, I want to give it like a star kind of feel, and you can actually do that in Notion by using emojis. For me, I'm actually using a Mac, so the shortcut to get your emoji sticker screen to come up is Control, Command, and Space Bar. If you're using a Windows, I'll go ahead and put it on the screen what the shortcut is for that. So I have been working on another one. So my is already there, but you can search in star and pick which one you want. If you want it rated by, I don't know, books or whatever you want, you can use any emoji that you want. I'm going to go ahead and use this like shining star here. And then we're going to click on that. That's going to be my 1-star rating. We're going to go ahead and hit enter for that. And then you just continue the process till you get out of the 5-star. So I'll go ahead and do that. All right. So we have all 5-star ratings. So we have all of our little fields all built out. So now we can start adding in some books. So y'all know I am reading the Harry Potter series currently. So we're going to add those 3 books into our tracker. Okay, guys. So I went ahead and filled in the books that I am currently reading or to be read in the near future. And this is just how it looks. When I'm first getting this started, I love having this table view so I can just go ahead and plug in and then we can switch it over to a gallery view. But first, let's go ahead and add the formula here. We're going to end up changing this to say progress, but we need to add a formula so we can see that progress bar or progress ring so you can get a visual of how much you have read in the book. First thing we need to do is just go ahead and click on formula. We're going to go ahead and edit property. And then here on the left, you are going to see the pop-up for the formula. So here we can go ahead and change this now to progress or whatever you want to name it to show your progress of your book reading. We keep the type the same, and then we're going to edit the formula. So click on that, and you're going to get this weird HDMI type level of formula. I am going to go ahead and put on the screen exactly what you need to put on, and you can also watch me as well. I don't know the mathematics behind this. That's not my realm. I just get the formulas and apply it to my notions. And then once you have that formula inputted, you're just going to go ahead and hit done. All right, so our formula is inputted. So we also want to change the number format so it can actually look like a percentage. So here it just has number. We want to click on that and we can go down to percent. And then you have the actual percentage of the book that you have read. You can keep it as a number if you like to see it as a number. They also have a bar and you can change the color however you want to see it. I am privy to green right now for whatever reason. So I'm going to keep it at green. And then you can also do a ring, which kind of reminds me of like if you have an Apple Watch, it's one of those like tracker rings. So if you like the look of that, you can do that. I like the look of the bar. And I also want to remove the actual number percentage. So we can just toggle over to remove that. And then all I can see is the bar. But if you like the number to be shown there as well, you can have that too. But I like to just see the bar. And that is it. As simple as that. And as you update, let's just make sure this is working correctly. Because as I update the current page, so let's say for this, I'm now on page 100. And as you can see, the bar moves. If I go back to page 47, moves down, and let's say 300. So it moves along with the number of page. So you can come here and update the number of page and kind of see your progress, which is really cool. Okay, so at this point, we have our general table. To me, this is perfectly fine if you want to keep it here, but I actually love to see the covers of my books so I can see like an overall view and looks like a little bit of a library, right? So what we're going to do here is go up here and click on library and edit view. And then for the layout, instead of table, we're going to make it a gallery view. So with the gallery view, as you can see, you do get a little bit of an overview of the covers. Now, y'all are probably wondering, how the heck do I put the covers in? So let me go ahead and show you how. So for this book, I have yet to put the cover in. So let's go ahead and edit that one. So everything that we put in on our table is going to be listed out here. And what we're going to want to do, because we're going to want to put a cover on every single book, right? We're going to want to go ahead and create a template so you don't have to type in every time book cover or book review or whatever you want to put down here at the bottom. So let's go ahead and create a template for this. And the template overall is going to have the items that you had on your table. And we are going to want to keep that. I'm going to just put book as a placeholder. You obviously will, or book title rather, as a placeholder. You obviously will change it once you have your book title. All of this, like I said, is already on the table. What we are more concerned with is this here down at the bottom. What I typically like to do is put like an actual book review so I can like put my own thoughts there. So I am going to hit the backsplash in heading, and you can just do like a different heading or just text. I like how big heading number 1 is. So that's the one I'm going to pick, and I am going to call it my review. And then once I come in later, I can just type in my overall review. We're going to hit enter a few times to give a little bit of space, and then actually add another heading. And this is going to be the book cover. And right under book cover, just hit enter once. I'm going to actually add image. So backsplash image. And this is where you actually will upload the book cover. This template is pretty much ready to go. So here is what it is going to look like. So you will have this template every single time that you come and add in a new book. So this way, every time you want to put in a new book, you won't have to like type in my review and book cover, da da da. So we have that template ready. So you hit the back button. I am going to apply this template to this book here. So we're going to hit book title. So that is applied. And then as you can see, automatically my review and my book cover pops up at the bottom. So to add our book cover, we're just going to click add an image. We're going to upload the file and find the book cover. I just typically, honestly, I take my book covers from Target. You can get, find the book on Google or Amazon, whatever. I think Target has a lot cleaner of a background. So that's where I pull them from. So there is my cover. For me, I like to see the full book cover. As you can see, it's kind of like centered a little bit. You can reposition it to see like the title or move it around if you want to do that. But I actually would prefer to see the overall book cover. So we're going to hit cancel there. And the way we can do that is to go ahead and come up here and hit library. We're going to edit view. And then under layout gallery, we're going to click on that. And then we're going to toggle to fit image. So therefore we can get the book cover a little bit smaller, and therefore we can see the actual book. To me, this just looks a little bit more aesthetic to me. You can reposition it if you like. It's Again, however you want to do it. But I like this look because it just kind of looks like books on a bookshelf to me. Yeah, I like that better. So I want to show a little bit more details down here in the bottom under each book. We can also edit the properties that are going to be shown under library. Again, it is library, edit view. And then we are going to hit this property. Right now, only one is showing, which is the book title. You can drag and drop, or you can also hit like the eyeball and it will come there. So I want to add in the author. I want to add in my progress, and I actually want to add in my rating as well. So you can kind of play around with it, what you actually want to see. I love this little setup here. So once I'm done, I can see the rating. I can see like my progress. Um, and I can see like the book author and book title. I think I'm actually going to input my status as well, so I can see what type, where the book is. So I can see what I'm currently reading, what I have read, and what is to be read. That is so perfect. I'm loving it already. It's looking really, really good. Really, really good. So I want to take this a step further. I want to be able to not only see my overall library, but I want to section it out by things that I'm currently reading, what I have read, and what is to be read. So all we have to do for that is right here next to library is click the plus sign, and then we have a new view. We can go ahead and edit the title by clicking on new view and hitting rename. I am going to let this be currently reading. So for the layout, we're going to change it to gallery view. So it just looks the same as the other one. We are actually going to fit the image on this as well. Hit the back arrow because we need to add some properties to this as well. And let's input the filters. So I wanted to show the actual books that I am currently reading and not my overall gallery. So we're going to hit filters, and we are going to filter it by status. And this one is currently reading. Perfect. I love how that is broken down. So I'm going to continue to do the same process for read and to be read, and I will show you that once I'm done. All right, so we have it all ready to go here. So as you click on each one, it will filter the books by currently reading, to be read, and read. I did go ahead and go in and change the icons as well. You can again do that by hitting rename and just click the icon box right next to the name, and you can mix it up to whatever you're liking. So I love this. This is coming out to be so cute. So now you have everything you need to go ahead and add a new book and track the rest of your book. So whenever you're ready, you can go click here to your library, or if it's something you're currently reading, you can do it from any part. Typically, I probably would just come here to my main library, add a new book, and you will scroll down to the bottom to the book template that we created. So therefore you automatically have like your book cover and your book review. You can change the title. If you want to add different icons, you can go ahead and do that as well. And there you have it, y'all. Y'all already have your overall reading tracker. I like to add a little bit of pizzazz to the reading tracker, especially on my main library. So this is completely optional. You can keep it right here if you like. For me, I love to have like a little photo or a little quote, or sometimes maybe even a calendar, so I can show you guys how to add that as well. All right, so at your main library here, you can also add additional properties here at the bottom. I am going to hit the black splash, and we are going to add an image, and we'll just add this. So you can keep this there, you can move it around however you want to do it. So I want to actually move this to the side here so it can have like a stacking kind of feature or look to it on my main dashboard. So all we have to do, we can click on the 6 dots here and grab and drag it. You can move it around, but what you want to do is move it all the way over to the right. There is a blue bar here. I don't know if you guys can see it on screen, but you're going to move it all the way to the right until you see the blue bar, and then let go. And that way it's going to split it into like a split screen kind of vibe. And then we have this like stack feature with a little fun. Having fun isn't hard when you got a library card, little photo. You can add like a calendar, you can add whatever you like. The easiest way to kind of like move things around is to just basically grab and drop. So you see this blue bar here at the top. If I wanted to put this photo at the top right under the reading tracking heading, I can grab it until it highlights blue and then let go, and it's going to move this to the top and push everything else to the bottom. So the easiest way to, if you make a mistake, at least on the Mac, you can hit Control Z as in zebra, and it will take it back to the way you had it before. So I think this is it. I think this is where we're going to leave it off. It gives a little bit of pizzazz and a little bit of view. And then still here up top, you can click on your different properties. If you want to like slide this over a little bit so you can kind of see a little bit more, you can do that as well. See if I can get it. There we go. So that way I have like my currently to be read in red visible to me. And there you have it, your overall book tracker. You can continue to build on this. You can add like calendars. And again, if you want to move things around, that's pretty much the easiest way to do it, is to click the 6 buttons and look for that blue bar. Wherever you let go is where it is going to go. And again, if you make a mistake, just hit Control Z and it will go back to the way you had it. All right, guys. So that is the overall tutorial. Let me know what you guys think and what all you added to it. And I will check y'all in the next video.